What's up, guys? I am going to be doing a first this time. We're going to be doing Car Mechanic Simulator. I had somebody actually request me to make some of these videos, so I wanted to give it a shot. Today is going to be Junkyard finds. I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's get out to the junkyard here. So I've been playing for quite a while and got quite a bit of money added up. I just wanted to share some of my experience with this game. I do like it. There's some things that could be better, but I mean, it's a game, it's not real life, and some things I wouldn't want to do that I do actually work on cars. So, there's definitely some things that could be better, but at the same time could be worse. So let's take a walk around the junkyard, see what we can find. Ooh, got a Barracuda, the Hemi. I am going to buy that car. It's probably going to be my first one. I'm hoping to find at least a few decent cars. I plan on doing quite a bit of these videos, so I hope that everyone likes these. There's no Jeep. Is this military or civilian? Military. Might as well. Let's go and buy that one. I have like 6 garages full of cars, so I mean, some of these are already in my garage. I don't want to, keep redoing cars, but some cars I like to do. Like some of the ways I've made money, I've done the Paganis a lot. We're gonna go ahead and leave and come back. Try to refresh the junkyard a little bit. If you got the DLCs, Pagani's the way to go because they are worth a lot of money. You buy one, it's about $400,000, and then you sell it for almost $1 million. So you make more than double your money off of it, and you can make quick money. We're gonna go ahead and move these. This one's gonna go to car list A because I do want to do that one first. I'm gonna move this one to car list C and head back out to the junkyard. I will be doing more of the payday videos at some point. I currently am just waiting on everyone to get back together. Work schedules and stuff got people a little hectic. Oh, I see a Porsche up ahead. And I know someone's going to probably say something about me saying Porsche, but 911 Turbo S. Yeah. It's got some weird engines, but they're alright to build. Don't do a lot of the game cars, mostly just the add-on cars, but every once in a while I do game cars. I like doing some of the engine swaps too, that makes it a lot of fun. I do need to find about 2 more cars. I'm gonna go ahead and move this one to Carlos B. So I think that'll be my second video doing that one. I'm gonna start with the Hemi, work my way down. Might even change the lineup a little bit and not do the Jeep third, but it'll get done. After these cars are done, my next hunt will be barn finds. Feel free to leave some comments and suggest a car. I don't have any of the modded vehicles on here. It's been kind of a debate on whether I want to do the modded vehicles, but I do know some of them are glitchy and I just haven't wanted to add them. Definitely not doing that car. I like these old Smiths too. And looks like nothing here again. Go and leave and come back. 2 more cars is all I need. Looks like a Mach 1. Yeah. I'm gonna buy that. I've always liked the Mach 1s. One of the Lotuses. These are the E-Spirit. I don't mind these cars. They're not bad to work on. Just they don't sell for a lot of money. That's why it's only worth like $4,000. If there's nothing else, I'll probably come back and pick this car up. But I'm going to take a look around and see if I can find a better 5th car. I got the Bentley T-Series. I might come back for that one. The T-Series is kind of one of those weird cars. They don't have a lot of add-on or upgraded parts for. And I like doing them with upgraded parts a lot because it makes them worth a lot more money. And it's just a lot more fun to see the performance builds. I think I'm going to go with the Bentley. Let's go ahead and get the T-Series. Alright, that's 5 cars. Let's head on back. I think I'm going to change the lineup. Get this Jeep out of here, and I might do the T-Series 3rd. Alright, so that's 5 cars. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I do have a system. I do like to just tear stuff apart. One thing I like to do is sometimes with these rusty cars, just sell off all the body parts. That way I don't have to worry about figuring out what I need. I can just go buy everything all over again. It's a little bit easier. For me anyways. So you're not sitting there looking for, I got one door and one fender and all that stuff. So I just like to do that. Of course, clean them, weld them, get them all looking shiny, and go in and buy my parts. Let's go ahead and remove all this. Charge my battery. Looks like this engine's pretty bare, so it's going to need quite a bit of parts. Definitely going to change these rims. I've never been a fan of the Atlanta rims. They're kind of plain. One thing I like is how they added the new ability to paint rims, which makes things a lot better. Some things I don't like is some of the order to taking parts off. Some of it just doesn't make any sense. Like they require the lower and the upper suspension arms in the front to be removed before you can remove the steering knuckle, which doesn't make much sense because then the steering knuckle is just floating there, so it's not much of a... Most of the time when I change these steering knuckles, I would just unbolt the whole knuckle and leave everything else dangling there. Just a little easier. But like I said, it's only a game, so can't expect it to be perfect. I'm not much of a fan of the floating. I have never had most of these angles when I am replacing some of these parts. It's a lot harder. You're feeling... You can't really turn to look at bolts like this. Most of the time I do these without even seeing them. So... Of course, most cars that I worked on are not on a lift, so... They're usually in my driveway on a floor jack. Some jack stands, and usually a tire shoved up right about here. I don't like how the steering rack's not attached to anything. I mean, there is a whole steering column. The steering wheel is just kind of dangling there too. But I do like the fact that I don't have to do all the brake lines, all the fuel lines, even wiring harnesses. I mean, if you mess with wiring harnesses in real life, you pretty much know that they tear apart, especially on certain cars. There's definitely a lot of them that you just do not want to touch. You don't want to bend them, you don't want to move them, they just fall to pieces. And then that's expensive and really hard to run. It's time consuming. But I've seen complaints where people want them. I mean, if you want them, that's up to you. But for me, I do not want that stuff. I did not mean to take that crank out. Just about done here. may actually, since I have them, put the Hellcat wheels on here. They're still Dodge, they're black, and they have a really nice look to the rim. I'm kind of torn on whether I want to do that or do some American Racing or Krager style. Alright, that's all torn apart. I'm gonna lower this down. I really think the only thing in here is the engine block. It is. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that. And then create new engine. It's gonna be the Hemi Shaker. Must have scrolled past it somewhere. Is it Hemi B? Is that what it's called? V8 OHV Hemi Shaker. That's where it's going. There it is. Alright, I'm going to move on to some of the other stuff. I will skip through this and get right back to you. Alright, and I'm back. We are going to be doing the engine now. Skip past all the repairing and stuff, because that can be quite boring and nobody really wants to see that. So I know I'm going to need a lot of parts for this thing. I don't know exactly what I'll need. It's going to be one of these two alternators for sure. I'm going to get some of my performance parts out of the way. See this? Yeah. Clutch plate, pressure plate. If I remember right on these heads, it's the OHVHs, but I don't want to jump to that conclusion. I think so. I'm actually just going to buy them because I'm almost sure. And in the event they're not, I will eventually use those. So. Those. Hope that was the right one. Oh, I need one of the regular shop. These are the fun parts. Push rods. These are going to be the V8 OHVFs. Rocker arms. Each. Because it didn't have any of the other parts, I gotta get caps. Oops. Cans, rod caps, need 8. And cranks. 5. I think it's 4, but clutch bearing. And those. New starter. Crankshaft pulley. Cam gear. Alright, we'll leave it at that for now. Cam in and flip the engine. I've always been a fan of these Hemis. I mean, they come stock with 425 horsepower. I've always liked the shakers also. They've used it on a few different cars, not just these. And who doesn't love some classic American muscle? And I forgot an oil pan. One thing I can say I'm glad of is they don't use a lot of bolts in the oil pan, and if you've ever taken one off, you know that they have like 100 screws in them. Last one I did, you had to have a speed wrench. Makes it go a little faster anyways, just so you don't have to keep fucking around with it. I've done some of these cars and you take the head off and there's no bolts in it. That's a little unrealistic. I'm also going to need something else that I forget. I'll clip that. Clip these. I need 2 of those. I need these basic engine head covers, A and B. Fan. Oh, it's coming along smoothly. Fuel filter. I forgot an ignition coil. That's another thing I don't like is that ignition coil is not mounted to anything and it doesn't have a wire going to it. Technically you'd have a couple wires going to it, but mainly a plug wire that would go into the middle of the distributor cap. HVH. Try not to get too far ahead of myself in buying parts. If you end up with too many parts, you get real laggy for some reason, so I try not to buy too many anymore. I did that once. It's not a fun experience. So always try to limit yourself on your parts. Make sure you clear your warehouse of all the stuff that's broken. Don't keep a hold of that stuff. It will lag you out. Alright, one down. Wanted to go. I just kind of like these heads a little more than the others because you don't have to do each individual rocker arm, which makes things a lot easier. Still got to do the 16 push rods though. Which I think it was the Dodge Viper I did that has push rods and rocker arms as well. Of course, since it's a V10, it's got quite a bit of them. I don't think there's an air filter in here for the CUDA. Oh, yep, there it is. One of the cars I did doesn't have an air filter, so... God, that light's so bright. Those. And it's complete. Try and get this out of here. Good. Add a wheel, finish putting together the rest of the engine bay, and then we'll get back underneath, get that all finished up, take it to the paint booth, put all the body parts on, and we should be done. Of course, we'll do the dyno, maybe even take it out to the track. OHVA. I don't know if that's available in here. It's another thing I don't like. All exhaust parts should be available. Every car can get a custom exhaust. I know the middle muffler is in here, so at least we can get that. Oops, that's not a middle muffler. And I need to pick up all my body parts now that I'm thinking about it. Duh. I think I'm gonna stick with the regular seats. I can do it. I need to get some license plates too. Let's take her up. I need a transmission. Oops, wrong shop. No crossover. If I were to do things legitly, of course, the cross member wouldn't come out yet. Or take it out, repair it, and put it immediately back in, because it's kind of got to be there. Always make sure to get these rubber bushings, because I've missed a lot of them, and then when you try to do something, it tells you you don't have that. A lot of my parts broke, apparently. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Another wheel hub. Starting to resemble a car. Alright. Yeah, I thought those would look good on here. I decided these and I chromed them. I like the fact that you can actually put chrome paint on now. So if you do go with black, you can do chrome painted black. Makes them kind of a shinier black rather than a dull. I mean, it's always by preference of what you like, but it's cool that you can actually paint the rims, because I always thought that should be an option to color rims. I mean, I kind of like all styles, but I do really like having these nice chrome Krager style rims. I would like more tire options. I mean, some of the sizes, if you go too big, it looks really weird on the car, and some of these you should actually be able to go with bigger tires, especially some of the classic cars. Some of my older cars had some really wide tires on them. I had 30.5. Mickey Thompsons, which were really good tires. I just wish it had some kind of more options, but I do just love this game because it's a lot of fun. Thank you, thank you. Alright, let's finish putting all this stuff together. Get the transmission on and the starter on. Also, it makes you add oil, but it doesn't make you add transmission fluid or radiator fluid. You don't have radiator hoses, so engine looks kind of plain. Even if they just did like an engine cover to make it look like you have all that stuff, I think that would just make it a little bit better. Just something to give it the appearance that it's better than what it is. Also, you can't like zoom in on any of these screws. And I forgot a fuel tank. We are just about done here. This thing will turn out to be pretty nice. Then I gotta decide on what color to go with. And I need brake drums. I also don't like how there's no studs on any of the tires, but then you have these lugs that screw in. And for certain cars, I think there's just some things that are a little too unrealistic compared to what's actually realistic. Like the one that they tried to make a Honda, the little Katsugiri. It has bolt-on hubs, which is not the case in any Honda. They're press-on. You have to press them onto the spindle. But again, it's just a game. Still a lot of fun. That's just my opinion on it. Let me see here. 100% across the board. Let's go ahead and get this thing down. We're going to send it over to the paint shop. Get it all reassembled, painted, and we are done. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and put together the interior. And I forgot a bench. Of course, it's kind of one of those cars that has a bench, but if you've ever actually tried to sit back there when you're an adult...
said, come on, Nick.
Alright, now to figure out what color we're doing. Kind of want to see their liveries, because I know they have a couple, the Hemi black, Hemi white, and nothing. Let's go with white. I think I might want to paint this thing black. Let me just drag this off there. Just take it all the way down. The matte black doesn't look bad. Kind of flat. It's not real shiny, but it's also just kind of... I think I like that. Let's see some of the others. Pearl's a bit too shiny. I don't like the color changing. Chrome, it's kind of a bit much. Actually, the chrome don't look too bad. I'll go with that. Let's do it. Speeder good. Now we're just gonna go ahead and ship this thing over to the dyno. Give that a shot, and then we will take it out. Alright, so the Hemi comes stock with 425. Another thing I don't like, they don't have any aftermarket parts for any of the add-on cars, and some of them definitely should have some aftermarket parts like the Mazdas and stuff, but I mean, body parts and stuff. It just kind of is what it is, but got an increase of 74% at 742 horsepower. This is one mean little car. Let's take her out and just hop in the driver's seat here. And we're going to drive. We are going to go to the speed track in the car that I'm in, please. I had this thing switched over. It should have stayed switched over. I set it to miles per hour, so there's no kilometers. Yeah, it's still set at miles per hour. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Alright, so the 0 to 60 is in 3.3 seconds, 0 to 106 seconds. Topping out, it's not going to reach it. I forgot to set the next gear on the transmission now. Oh well, I'll tune it and it'll be good to go. And it's really good though. Did 151 miles an hour without a fifth gear. So that's going to be the end of this one. I hope everybody enjoys that. I'm going to go ahead and send this to my garage to go on with my countless other cars. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know. I'll be doing more of these. I hope to see you on the next one.